this is a moment in a way which is, which for a large part of the world is a moment of relief. Let's be honest. There's a large part of the world which says, thank God Donald Trump isn't there. Do you get a sense that from an American perspective, on the other hand, this is a divided states of America, that you've got the strong Trump supporters and you've got those who are relieved that Donald Trump isn't there at the moment, that is really the main challenge before Joe Biden, which is to bring the healing touch to a country where the COVID pandemic continues to rage at the moment.
Well, certainly, and thanks for having me. I do think, yes, the country's very divided. In terms of pure number of votes, 7 million more Americans voted for Joe Biden than Donald Trump, which is somewhat significant, but yes, very divided. However, I think it's important to emphasize that a big source of the division is Donald Trump himself. He handled his presidency in the way no previous president has. The fact that he's not at this inauguration is an indication of his inability to recognize democracy in action. It wasn't until the very end that he actually agreed that, yes, Joe Biden is the incoming president. We've reached the end of very arguably the worst presidency in our country's history in terms of Donald Trump trying to undermine our country by appealing especially to white nationalist sentiments, which would lead to great discrimination against Indian Americans, any people of color, and also in terms of even the way he handled COVID, the virus crisis, through dishonesty and incompetence about what was going on, claiming it wasn't a big problem, telling people that even face masks weren't really necessary, saying it was allowing them to think that it was a symbol of freedom not to wear the masks, and there's a good case to be made that tens or maybe even 100,000 or more Americans are dead because of Donald Trump's inaction, incompetence, and dishonesty in handling this. So yes, there's division in the country, but there's also great relief in a lot of quarters, including in some Republican Party quarters, that this man is gone. He was in his own way as bad a plague as COVID has been to the United States. And his being gone, and Joe Biden, competent, experienced person coming into the office, is clearly on balance a great change for the better here.
We're getting images as you speak of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, and as you can see from the applause, remain extremely popular. Barack Obama, of course, now out with a new biography, part 1 of his 2 volumes on his presidential years. And in a way, this is, as we've been saying, a moment for connecting the past to the present. Many believe that that's the best way to look at what's happening in the United States at the moment. Would you agree with that, Daniel Benjamin, that this is an opportunity for America to connect the past to the present? The last 25 years of US presidents, all there on one stage, except for Donald Trump, which in a way suggests that Mr. Trump was the outlier. The others represent continuity.
I absolutely believe that in the feelings of many Americans, this is seen as a resumption, a restoration, if you will, of serious governance, of impartial justice, of state of law, of treating all Americans equally, of government that is not meant to be particularly profitable for one man or one small group surrounding that man. So I think that the previous speaker, Stephen Golub, was exactly right in the sense that there is a heavy sigh of relief being breathed across the country, and I think that there are an awful lot of hopeful people right now. I do think it's important to underscore that no president has been inaugurated amid such difficulties, certainly since Franklin Roosevelt in 1933 and possibly since Abraham Lincoln in 1861. And the economic and health problems that Joe Biden will face are enormous. And what's more is the hard work that he will have to do to restore America's reputation in the world will be very, very considerable and will be very time-consuming in an administration where there are so many overwhelming challenges. So I do think that restoration is a good prism to look at this through, but I don't think that anyone really feels like we are where we were in 2016 because of so many dramatic events that have intervened.
Family members of the Biden family are there. Remember, Joe Biden has gone through a lot of personal tragedy, lost his son to cancer, also has lost his wife and daughter to in a car crash many years ago. So he's gone through personal tragedy. His family there with him on what is an occasion that many believe he's been waiting for. Remember, he first contested for a US presidential election way back in 1988. Then, of course, in 2008, lost out to Barack Obama and became his vice president instead. Craig Kafura, do you